Hi everybody, welcome to LELB Society. I'm Dr. Hariri, and this session I'm going to teach you another Persian lesson about grammar, to be more specific, conditional sentences in Farsi or Persian, or جملات شرطی. And I'm going to share the link to this video if you want to study the corresponding article in more depth. So here we go. Conditional sentences or جملات شرطی are a fundamental part of Persian grammar. They express a condition and its result. In Persian, there are two main types of conditional sentences or جملات شرطی. The Persian conjunction or واژگان ربطی which is pronounced agar or age. So informal Persian we say agar, in informal Persian we say age. Is a versatile word that introduces conditional clauses, and also it is typically translated to if, which is correct in English. This conjunction is essential in forming both simple and complex conditional sentences. In simple conditional sentences or شرطی ساده, agar or age is followed by the present tense, indicating a possible future outcome. And also in complex conditional sentences, agar or age is followed by the past tense, generally expressing a hypothetical situation or imaginary situation in the past, like a conditional sentences type 2 and 3 in English. By mastering the usage of agar or age, Persian learners can effectively express a wide range of conditional relationships in Persian. Now I'm going to show you some examples and simple conditional sentences or جملات شرطی ساده. The structure is if plus present tense زمان حال. If you just click on زمان حال, you will find some relevant lessons on simple present tense in Farsi, future tense or زمان آینده. And usage or function, these sentences express a condition that is likely to happen in the present or future. Now, examples or مثال. اگر امروز هوا خوب باشد به پارک می رویم. اگر امروز هوا خوب باشد به پارک می رویم. In English, if the weather is good today, we will go to the park. Another example, اگر فردا تعطیل باشد به سفر می رویم. اگر فردا تعطیل باشد به سفر می رویم. And if it is a holiday tomorrow, we will go on a trip. Another example, اگر هوا سرد شود لباس گرم بپوش. جمله امری or imperative. اگر هوا سرد شود, this is the actually dependent clause, and this is the independent clause. You know, in conditional sentences we have two clauses, and this is not different in Farsi, exactly like English. So if the weather gets cold, wear warm clothes. Okay, جمله امری or imperative, لباس گرم بپوش. Okay, now two complex conditional sentences or جملات شرطی پیچیده, which is hypothetical, which are hypothetical and imaginary, not real actually. Structure if plus past tense یا زمان گذشته, or past perfect tense, sometimes زمان گذشته بعید or گذشته دور in Farsi, past perfect tense. And in the independent clause we have past tense. Usage or function, these sentences express a condition that did not happen in the past and therefore a different result occurred. For example, اگر دیروز باران نمی بارید به کوه می رفتیم. اگر دیروز باران نمی بارید به کوه می رفتیم. If it didn't rain, so I should correct this part, it must be rain without ed. It hadn't, past perfect tense. If it hadn't rained yesterday, we could have gone to the mountain. That is correct. I repeat, I correct myself, which is correct actually, the tense and the sentence. So if it hadn't rained yesterday, we would have gone to the mountain. Conditional sentence type 3 in English actually, which shows that actually it did rain yesterday. اگه دیروز باران نمیبارید به کوه میرفتیم. Another example. اگر دیروز به من زنگ میزدی میتوانستم کمکت کنم. اگر دیروز به من زنگ میزدی میتوانستم کمکت کنم. So if you had called me yesterday, I could have helped you. Okay. But به من زنگ نزدی پس من کمکت نکردم. But you didn't call me yesterday, therefore I wasn't there to help you. Okay. اگر بیشتر مطالعه می کردی امتحان را قبول می شدی. اگر بیشتر مطالعه می کردی امتحان را قبول می شدی. مطالعه means studying, reading, خواندن. Okay. And the English equivalent is, if you had studied more, you would have passed the exam. تو مطالعه نکردی بیشتر پس در نتیجه قبول نشدی. Therefore, you didn't pass the exam. Okay. How to negate agar in Persian. Negate, and actually there is a special lesson on negation in Persian. Negation in Persian grammar, changing affirmative to negative. Okay, the negative form of agar or age, if, agar na or vagar na. Actually, it's vagar na. And if not, unless, functions similarly to the English word unless. It introduces a condition that, if not met, will result in a particular outcome. For example, اگر باران نبارد بیرون می رویم. So, if it doesn't rain, we'll go out. Is equivalent to we will go out unless it rains. Okay. So, in more complex sentences, وگرنه can be used to express a contrasting or alternative outcome. For example, اگر درس بخوانی قبول میشوی وگرنه باید دوباره امتحان بدهی. Pay attention to this sentence. اگر درس بخوانی, if you study, if you read for the exam, قبول میشوی, you will pass the exam. وگرنه, or else, or otherwise, باید دوباره امتحان بدهی. وگرنه, unless, it means otherwise or else. If you study, you will pass. Otherwise or else, otherwise is more popular, you will take the exam again. Okay. This example demonstrates how the negative agar introduces the alternative scenario. You can study this lesson on negation in Persian grammar if you just click on that. And as I said before, I'm going to share the link to this article in the description area with more video and simple sentences. All right, key points to remember. Verb tense. Pay close attention to the verb tenses used in both parts of the conditional sentences, actually simple and complex. And word order, which is absolutely important. The word order in Persian conditional sentences can be different from English, which is based on subject, object, verb, unlike English, which is based on subject, verb, object. Okay, particles. Particles like agar, if, and pass, در نتیجه, for example, then, therefore, are commonly used to introduce conditional clauses and their results. Example: اگر زودتر به محل قرار ملاقات رسیدی پس کمی صبر کن و یا به من زنگ بزن. Okay, so قرار ملاقات means appointment or rendezvous or actually a place to meet someone. پس کمی صبر کن. صبر means practice patience wait there, wait for me. If you click on them, actually we find relevant lessons with videos in Persian. So if you arrive early to the appointment, then wait a bit or call me. Okay, pass here, it's a deductive word in order to come to a conclusion, or therefore, or در نتیجه. Alright, sentence structure and word order in Farsi. Sentence structure and word order in Persian grammar. Persian sentence structure is typically subject, object, verb, SOV, which differs significantly from the subject, verb, object, or SVO order common in English. In Persian, the subject of a sentence often comes first, followed by the object, and finally the verb. This can lead to some initial confusion for English speakers learning Persian, as it requires a shift in thinking about how sentences are constructed. However, with practice and exposure to the language, Persian speakers become accustomed to this natural word order. Additional tips. Practice. The best way to master conditional sentences is through practice, because actually you cannot just learn it theoretically. You could use your knowledge in practice. Try to create your own sentences and use them in conversation. For example, you can leave comments and make sentences as comments, or actually use or become active in our forums at the LELB Society. And also reading Persian literature, especially short stories we have collected over. Actually, we have written and translated, simplified, over 150 Persian short stories with videos and also English versions at the LELB Society. And watching movies and TV shows in Farsi can help you understand the nuances of conditional sentences in context. Seek feedback. Don't hesitate to ask a native speaker or a Persian language teacher to review your sentences and provide feedback. Make sentences in Farsi and receive feedback. جمله سازی آنلاین فارسی, one of our great services, make sentences in Farsi or Persian in our asynchronous channels of communication and receive immediate feedback from our Persian teachers. LELB Society offers a unique platform for Persian learners to engage in asynchronous learning and receive immediate feedback from expert Persian teachers. This platform allows learners to actively practice sentence structure construction, making sentences, by posting their attempts in common forums and Persian forums. And the teachers in turn provide timely corrections, suggestions, and explanations, fostering a dynamic and interactive learning environment. This innovative approach empowers learners to learn at their own pace based on asynchronous learning, refine their language skills, and gain confidence in their ability to communicate effectively in Persian. And by following these tips and practicing regularly, you can definitely improve your understanding and use of conditional sentences in Farsi or Persian. We come to the end of this article and video, and let me show you some of the specifications of this post, which falls into the category of Learn Persian Online with 500 Persian lessons and videos, conjunctions, Persian grammar, آموزش دستور زبان فارسی، آموزش زبان فارسی به بزرگسالان، انواع زمانها, and some related lessons. Okay, Persian conjunctions. 20 most important conjunctions in Persian with examples. And also 15 common mistakes in Farsi made by non-Persian speakers. And negation in Farsi. And Persian grammar, affirmative to negative. Remember, you can use this comment box all the time actually to make sentences, to use conditional sentences, make sentences with conditional sentences, and actually if you make any mistake, we will correct you and give you feedback. And so far there have been over 7,500 comments and replies on our website, and the number is increasing every day. All right, thank you so much for your attention. Hope you found it useful. Take care of yourself and see you in our next video, everybody. و خدا نگهدارتون. خداحافظ.